Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to clear up some confusing prepositions, so let's get started. So today we're talking about in the corner versus on the corner. Let's see an example. The boy is standing in the corner. Not on the corner, but in the corner. The boy is standing in the corner because he got in trouble. He did something bad and now he's being punished. So he's standing in the corner. And if I talk about the room, I use of. He's standing in the corner of the room. Let's practice. Is the boy standing in the corner of the room? That's right. The boy is standing in the corner of the room. Don't forget your articles. The. We have the 2 times. In the corner of the room. Let's see another example. All right, we see a chair. Is the chair in the corner or on the corner? That's right, the chair is in the corner. Or I can say in the corner of the room. Is the chair in the corner of the room? That's right, the chair is in the corner of the room. Now let's talk about this building. The building is not in the corner, the building is on the corner. The building is on the corner of the street. Let's practice. Is the building on the corner of the street? That's right, the building is on the corner of the street. What about the restaurant? Is the restaurant in the corner or on the corner? That's right, the restaurant is on the corner. Let's practice some more. Is the restaurant on the corner of the street? That's right, the restaurant is on the corner of the street. Let's practice what we learned. The boy is putting the plate on the table. Now, is he putting the plate in the corner or on the corner? That's right, he's putting the plate on the corner. Or I can say he's putting the plate on the corner of the table. Let's practice. Is he putting the plate on the corner of the table? That's right, he's putting the plate on the corner of the table. So now we see the difference between in the corner and on the corner. If you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments below. And keep watching to practice with more difficult prepositions.
Hello, my name's Lisa. Welcome to English for Everyone. Today we're going to talk about prepositions. Prepositions of location. At, in, on. At the door, in the parking lot, on the farm. Let's take a closer look. At is the most common preposition of location. At home, at work, at school. At is usually not stressed, so the sound is more closed. At. We don't say at, we say at. The letter T is a stop T. Put your tongue up and stop the air. At. We don't say at, we say at. At home, at work, at school. Let's look at some examples. Where are they? Are they at work? Great job. Where are they? Are they at school? Great job. Are they at home? Great job. I'm at home. Are you at home? Great job. Home is a special word. You can say at home, or you can just say home. I'm home. They're home. Both are correct. They're at home or they're home. Usually we say at the bank, at the store, at the airport, at the door, at the restaurant. Let's look at some examples. Where is she? Is she at home or at the store? Great job. Where is he? Is he at the airport? Great job. Where are they? Are they at the restaurant? Are they having lunch or dinner at the restaurant? Great job. Where is he? Is he at the door? Great job. You can also use preposition in the yard, in the backyard, in the garden, in the driveway, in the parking lot, in Dallas, in Texas, in the room, in the office. Let's look at some examples. In the yard. Where are they? Are they in the yard? Great job. Are the kids in the backyard? Is there a tree in the backyard? Are there many flowers in the backyard? Great job. In the garden. Where is she? Is she in the garden? Great job. Is she working in the garden? Good job. Where are they hiking? Are they hiking in the mountains or in the forest? Great job. And remember, when you talk about a driveway or a parking lot, use preposition in. The car is not in the garage. The car is in the driveway. Where is the car? Is the car in the driveway? Great job. Are there many cars in the parking lot? Great job. When you talk about a room or a closed space, use preposition in the room, in the office, in the kitchen, in the bathroom. Where is she? Is she in the bathroom or in the kitchen? Great job. Where are they? Are they in the office? Great job. When you talk about a city, a state, or country, use preposition in. I'm in Dallas. I live in the United States. Do you live in Dallas? Where do you live? Great job. And we also have an expression, in the country. They live in the country. They don't live in a big city. They live in the country. I don't live in the country. I live in Dallas. I live in a big city. Do you live in the country? Great job. But when you talk about a farm or ranch, use preposition on. On the farm, on the ranch. There are many animals on the farm. There are 3 horses on the ranch. Are there a lot of animals on the farm? Great job. Do you see any horses on the ranch? Great job. When you talk about a patio or a porch, use preposition on. There is a table on the patio. There are 2 chairs on the porch. Is there a table on the patio? Good job. Are there 2 chairs on the porch? Great job. And when you talk about a balcony, use preposition on the balcony. Where is she? Is she sitting on the balcony? Good job. Is she reading a book on the balcony? Great job. So remember, there are 3 prepositions when you talk about location. At, on, in. At is the most common preposition. At home, at work, at school, at the bank. In the garden, in the parking lot, in the driveway. And we have another preposition on the farm, on the ranch, on the balcony, on the porch, on the patio. Thank you for watching, and if you want to learn English and improve your pronunciation, subscribe to our channel. Bye!